the playing field. And Republicans are having a very difficult time. Even in +3, +7 Trump districts, his numbers are in the toilet. I mean, they're really, really lower and louder than the boos were last night in Madison Square Garden.
Let's go back to the boos. This is Stephen A. Smith on Trump there last night.
My other side came out last night when I recognized that businesses that are accustomed to being patronized were compromised by you because you showed up. The crowd that surrounded the Madison Square Garden and its surrounding areas, you compromised. I thought you were about the economy. I thought you were about helping New Yorkers because you love New York. I thought you were about making money for people. What happened to the parking garages? How much money did they make? What happened to the local restaurants in the immediate vicinity of Madison Square Garden? How much money did they make? We know you've made a lot of money.
I'm not always sure what to do with the things he says, but this is, I would cover this sort of as tension inside the family, right? This is calling BS basically from inside the political coalition that elected him.
I think that's right. And I think that was the gamble they made last night. And you're seeing it everywhere. You're seeing it with the folks who were Biden-Trump voters. You're seeing it with the folks who, you know, for personal tax reasons, were with him 3 times. Some of the folks who thought he was speaking for them. At some point, he's someone who is much better being on the outside, telling lies about what he'll do and what's wrong.
What he'll do when he topples the power structure.
And, you know, I actually think people are pretty smart about this. Mm-hmm. And they can see that this is a completely selfish opportunism. And, you know, he even knows it. My focus is on states. He is so panicked that he is calling state officials to try to save himself in the midterms. So, you know, there's a part of him that understands
the reptilian survival stuff.
Right. The votes won't be there. And so, you know, there's 2 things going on. Of course, you know, I'm untouchable. And on the other hand, personally getting on the phone to state lawmakers. Imagine that as the president of the United States, personally on the phone to state lawmakers, save me, draw new congressional maps, save me, change your voting laws.
I want to show you a map, Ashley, that reminded me of that hurricane that he put a Sharpie marker on. This is his plunging poll numbers. This is from the Economist YouGov poll. And the precipitous drop of the second term. The top line is Trump's first term. The bottom line is the second term. I mean, it correlates to the start of the war in Iran, but even before that, when he you know announced the tariff. I mean, everything he has done since Inauguration Day, the political retribution, the obsession with his political enemies, the destruction of the Department of Justice, the gutting of the FBI, so we are vulnerable at a time of war with Iran, the purges, the destruction of USAID, the debacle that was Doge. Every single thing has hurt him. Every single time he carries around his little picture of a gold ballroom, his poll numbers go down. Does that figure into anything they try to do with him from a day-to-day basis?
Let's just start with the ballroom. That's one of these striking things where even his supporters, you know, the donors around him, advisors, political people, they all wish he would stop talking about that. And again, that's sort of a metaphor for all of these things that are about himself, about his legacy, and distractions from voters and, frankly, what he promised voters. And the irony is voters, especially his supporters and especially